Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian Indices report, and starting with the ASX200 here, just on the 4-hour chart here. We've got enough data to get a general direction. So it's a little bit complicated, as you can see here. We're in a series of wave fours here, and we're looking for a push higher. So from this top here, from wave 3 here, we know that it's corrective because we've got 3 waves here. Okay, because of these 3 waves here, we'll be making a new high above here. So in this instance here, this high here may be higher than this one here, but the thing is that we don't have 5 waves from this low here to this high here, because we would need an impulse wave for that. An impulse wave is 5 waves, so we've basically got 3 waves here. So it does appear that we will go higher. The thing is that we still need this leg here as an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here. So we're looking at a flat correction here because the A wave is in 3 waves and not 5 waves. So it tends to be just pretty much a flat type of correction. So from wave B here to wave C, we're looking for 5 waves, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky, but we won't miss anything. So there's different ways to count this. It's possible to, the wave 1 and wave 2 is not the problem. The wave 3 here, when I take a detailed look at it on the tick chart, this fits here as wave 3, but it's probably possible to have this sitting here as wave 4 there, and wave 5 sitting on this low here with this completed here. Okay, so that's possible, and these can act as a series to the upside here. So if that's going to be the case, then we need to be it safe, we need to take this high here, and we'll have a look at that in a little bit more detail. But I just also want to have this sitting here because we've also got, today's Wednesday, and Thursday can bring a bear day, so it may be that it finishes this little leg off down here, making a new, because we would expect to make a new low below the low of wave 3 here. So a move down here to complete that, and then a move up here. But like I said, at the same time, we don't want to miss it, so we need to take this high here. Let's just move into the hourly chart here. So this is the way I was thinking of it here, from wave B here is wave 1 and wave 2, not the problem. And then when I go onto the tick chart, I can count, it's best if it counts all the way down to this point as wave 3 and not this one here. But if you've got, I did have this one here, but then I've revisited this particular pattern within here, and it's a better fit here. One of the problems with this, though, is that, well, yeah, I suppose it's okay. Wave A here, then an A and a B and a C for wave B, and then also having this as wave C here. So if it's going to be a bullish count, then all of these, this could be counted as wave 1 and back for wave 2, up for wave 1, A, B, C, back for wave 2, and we've got 5 waves here as well. So as long as that low stays in place, if this moves up through here, as long as that low stays in place, then this could also be construed as a bullish, beginning of a bullish move as well. Okay, so from that high here to this current low here, if the market, well, moved back above the 61.8% mark, but in this case we would use group 2 here, which is 65, 72 and 80. So if you found a nice tested support on top of 72 there, 272, then you can start to build into the long trade at that point, and you add on to this level, add on to the 80, add on to the 90, and then add on to the 300, and we can also add through all these levels here. So it's a long way to build these trade to the upside. The other point too is that if we do find support on top of this level here with the 6,300, in regards to the trading levels, this is top of minor group 1, so then the target would be set at 6,500. So it's really important, this level here, becoming support. At no stage so far has it become support. So it's traded above, but just because it trades above doesn't mean it's support. It's got to come back down and test it, and it's never really found support on that level. So that's really what we're looking for. But what we also have here is the accumulation process in a correction. So this whole correction here would be the accumulation process, and the trend moving up through here would be the distribution of that accumulation, Richard Wyckoff's work. Now, also to go with this as well, we know that this is the ASX200 is dominated by the banks to a point, and when we look at CBA, just give me a second. So CBA here, we've been looking, it's just an hourly chart here. The move up through here, I've got it as wave 1 and then coming back as an A and a B and a C for wave 2 here. But I also know too this top here can be a rally and it can continue to fade down through here. But the same principle applies here in that I wouldn't go short unless we were below the 70. I know that's a long way out of all of this, but I think there is a bullish possibility here with this A wave and an A and a B and a C for the B wave, and then wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So just looking for this to come down a bit further, and then we can look at the buying opportunities coming in from that space. So just on the tick chart here, because we had a look at the tick chart last time I think we spoke. So from wave A here, ABC for B, and then wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So last time we spoke, we were looking for a rally off the low here to come back to this wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, and then moving down here for wave 5. So it has taken the low out here, so it could be done and dusted here, but we may end up with we may end up with a longer move down here. I mean, it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming into play, but we may just pull back up to the 50-60% retracement level of this. Let's just say that lows in. If it drops further, then we need to lift it up there further. So what we can do here is, it's good to keep an eye on this. So we could say that that's the 50-60% retracement level back up. So it could come down as wave 1, back for wave 2, 3, 4, 5, and come down to its 61.8% mark down here. But we could say that that's the 61.8% mark. So we could say that if this market found support on 73.50, then we could also go long from that point there as well, or at least, you know, bring awareness to the possibility of this market moving higher at that stage. So, but yes, I mean, so we can start building in above these levels here, basically for this. So that would be reasonably safe in this case for trading CBA up to as well. So yeah. Yeah, and this, you know, if this is wave 1 up to here, and then wave 2 here, and we're going into wave 3 up here, then that's really going to take the ASX200 up to that 6,500 mark. So we could be looking at a bullish move coming into play here. We don't have any setups or triggers for that just yet. We have here, but it hasn't been triggered. So, but anyway, at least we know at that point. So enough waffling. I'll move on to Asia, and starting with China. So with China here, we were looking for wave 3 here, an A wave and a B wave and a C wave for wave 4 here, and then we're looking for 5 waves down. So in this instance here, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 here. We're looking for wave 4. I don't think the wave 4's in here, like having wave 3 here and then wave 4 here and wave 5 here. It's just a little bit small for that, possibly, but I don't think so. So we've got wave 3 and we've got wave 4 moving up. Yes, it has pulled a little bit sort of higher than expected, but it hasn't broken any rules. It hasn't gone into the price territory of wave 1 here, and this is 11,500, which in trading level terms, that's a medium level, and it's a very important level. And if this level became a tested support, well, then we would need to be looking at being long at that stage. But we don't have 5 waves down here to complete this just yet. So that's what we're looking for here at the moment. So let's just allow this to play out here, and let's see if we get our move down here to complete this this structure here. I mean, the other thing here too, which is just a little bit sort of unfortunate, is the wave 4s can get quite complicated, and if this is just going to come down here in 3 waves, then we're going to have to extend this out a little bit further, and that would mean that, if I can just grab that, put that wave C over here for wave 4 here, and then this would become the A wave here, this would become the B wave here, and then we'll have to look at 5 waves going back up to the wave to this top here, and then we would have 5 waves down. So it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and then we'll have another, then we'll come down and get here again. So just a larger correction in this case. So I'll just dull this out here, so then we know that it's just the alternative count, but these are the things that working patterns that we just simply have to work through, and it's just unfortunate. But you know, if we do see this up as wave 1, we come back as wave 2, well then we'll catch the wave 3 up and we can trade that up, but it's just not in play just yet. So yeah, so if we look at China, look at Hong Kong, the same thing goes here as well. We've got wave 3 here, an A wave and a B wave and a C wave here, and we need to look at this as 5 waves down. So I was looking at this here being wave 4 here. So yeah, even though it's gone higher than expected, I'm okay with it. We go to the hourly chart here and just look at this bit here. So wave 3 here, wave A here, wave B here, and then wave C here, with wave C here being 5 waves. So obviously we can see this is the 3rd wave here, so I don't think it's finished if we start from here. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, so a 4th wave and a 5th wave, so that will take us up to 28,500 here. So I'd expect it to fail there. If it finds support there, then we'll have to go long from that point, you know, from that space there. The move down from wave 4 here down to wave 5 here, as long as this doesn't go through the price territory of wave 1 here, then that wave 4 is okay. In terms of counting this down as 5 waves as finished, it's possible, just doesn't have the right look and feel about it. So it would be this wave 1 here, and then an A and a B and a C for wave 2 here, then wave 3 here and 4 here, and then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So I can count 5 waves down here. It just doesn't have the right sort of feel about it. So we can be in also here a more complicated correction here, where we have this here as, I mean, it's going to be the same as China in that sense. The A wave here, B wave down here, it will resolve itself soon anyway, and then wave C over, copy this, and coming back up into this space here. So a little bit unfortunate that we got the spanner in the works here, but it's just something that we just need to work through. It's hard to be perfect all the time, as you know. So yeah, let's just see, a bit of a spanner in the works. So the Nikkei, Japan here. So Japan has taken over as the 2nd largest stock exchange in terms of value, taking it over from China, because China's been dropping. So yeah, the Nikkei has taken over that for just, you know, it's just a photo finish sort of thing. But look, anyway, with this here, as you may know here, I've been looking, you know, we're looking at this move up through, if I just go to the 4-hour chart here, sorry about that, just in case folks haven't seen this. So I was thinking of this as wave 1 here at ABC for wave 2 here, and then I'm thinking of this here. There's different ways to count this up here. We've only got 3 waves up here, so it can be part of a corrective process here, but I'm going with it being wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, but it also could be wave 1 in blue here, wave 2 in blue, and then wave 1 in green and wave 2 in green in that sense as well here. But the important thing is that we, you know, we take our signals when, you know, when they're occurring, and that's pretty much what we've done here on the hourly chart that we've talked about before. So taking these highs out here, so we're on our way here now. How far will we go? I don't know. This could just end in here and drop from here. So we've got a little third wave in here, so we've got a little fourth and fifth here. So I think that what we do need to do in this instance is we need to bring this stop, copy this, we need to bring this up into break even on this one here. So if I'll put that here, it's still in dangerous territory. If you've got this one here, I can't move the stop up any further because it can come back and test that area there. So as I mentioned, it is higher risk coming in at this particular this early in the game, but we've done all the right things here. So we just need to allow that to play out a little bit, and hopefully this will just correct itself back into these spaces here, and then push up from there. But as I said, it's still in risk. But let's see how we go. Now India. Amazing India. So we're just on the weekly chart here. So the 2016 low here, the same as many other markets, including the Nasdaq and US banks and so on, BHP and so on. So intermediate wave 1, intermediate wave 2, 3. I think we can even go back further here. So yeah, so back into this is primary degree and this is cycle degree 4 here. So we've got wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here for this, and then we're in this last section here for wave 5 here, and we're moving quite nicely in terms of wave 1 and 2 here. Nice third wave, fourth wave here. A lot of the other markets around the world are actually struggling in this particular section here, but India seems to be leading the way up there. So in this instance here, we're looking at wave 1 and 2 here, and then we're moving up into the third wave here. So there's a couple of fourth, 3 and 4th that are going to play out here. So in this here, we've got 1 and 2 here, and 3 coming up to here. There'll be 4 and 5, and then there'll be this 4, and then this 5 up here. So a bit to play out here, and be across this level here, the 11,500 here. The next major level up above there will be 13,000. And the 11,500 is the halfway mark between this one and the 2 major levels. That's why it's there. So we will see a dance at this level here, and I consider the 11,500 more important than 11,000 or 12,000. Okay, so let's just move in here on the daily chart here. So picking it up from this wave 4 here, we're looking at wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then going up into that third wave here in the 11,500 area here. So wave 1 here, wave 2 here, and then the whole third wave going up through here. So we've captured that quite nicely. This whole area here, if you've made money in here, be very careful about this area in here, because when you start getting into the fourth and fifth of the structure, then it doesn't trend as much, and it's a little bit tricky. The corrections get more complicated. Because the third wave's a big event, and when you have a big event because this stock market is about people, isn't it? And they have these micro events within all of this. So when a market has a strong third of the third wave here, it's quite a big event. and that's why wave fours can be sideways and complex, because there's a lot of people are looking at the big trend here, and the smart money is taking profit, and the not so smart money is looking at the trend. Well, that's what I want. I'm buying that. But of course, you always get the opposite of what you're looking at in the markets. It's different from the real world. So just drilling in here to look at this trend here, just into have a look at the 4-hour chart here. So this is where we are here. We're moving up into this third wave here, and we've got from wave 2 here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then moving up here for wave 5. So really the extension is in wave 5 here, unless I've done this wrong here. The way that I could have done this wrong here, if I copy that and have wave 1 here and have wave 2 sitting here for this one here, I'll just move that. So wave 1 and 2 here, and then all of this is the third wave to here, a fourth wave and a fifth wave, taking us a bit higher. But we'll work with the level when we get here as well. So look, if this market, just while we're here, if this market hits the 11,500 and has a correction, it's possible for it to pull back to this 38.2% retracement level here. So you can kind of see that would be 38.2% of the third wave. So from wave 2 to the top of wave 3, the ABC correction come back to 38.2% here. So it's quite a big correction. So that's why we'll be taking profit in this space up here, and then probably not doing a lot from that point. Okay, so just drilling into this here, it may have a shorter retracement too. It may just come back down to this wave 4. So if this is wave 1 and 2 here, and this is all of wave 3 here, then we'll only come back to this one here, and then we'll go up again. So it is going to get tricky in here. So don't go throwing tomatoes too early. In this wave 5 here of on the hourly chart here, we were looking at this as wave 3 here. We're looking for our wave 4 pullback, came a little bit lower than I expected, but it's okay. So in the move up here, we're looking for wave 1 and 2, and then wave 3. I made a mistake and I thought this could have been wave 4 here, but it's just gone a bit larger in terms of an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. And then we're looking up for wave 5. So I just don't even know if we're going to get there unless I've done something wrong somewhere. It'd normally be pulled up to that number. So in here, I can count this as wave 1 and 2 here, and 3 here, and 4 here, and 5 here. So it could just have one more little move here and then fail from this point here. Okay, so we're going to have to bring this stop up, because if we've got orders in here, we're going to have to bring this stop up. Probably not to this low, but this one could probably get into here somewhere, because if that's wave 1 here and wave 2 here, then it shouldn't breach that. It shouldn't breach that there. So I think we should just leave it in there for the time being, unless this gets a little bit ugly here. At least we've locked in our profit, and if we can get up to here by the grace of the gods, well then that's fine. But we just need to be, we just need to protect what we've got here for the time being. I don't see any other way around this at the moment. So yeah, we'll just bring the stop up into this area here, and let's just see how we go with that. But we're close to our target, so we can tighten up our stops here. Okay, that's it, folks. Thanks for tuning in as always. Much appreciated. Cheers.